Hello everyone, this is my contest entry video for Eastwood4life fan. He's recently hit and surpassed 100 subscribers, so congratulations there, dude. Right now he's at 160, and I'm hoping that by the time he's done with his contest, he will have reached 200 subscribers. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description box. He's got some really great prizes up for grabs. I won't get into that here, so if you want to see what he's got up for grabs, go ahead and check him out. Um, he also has a very awesome collection. He's more of a Western guy, but he's got a great collection of spaghetti Westerns as well. So go on, check him out. I'm expecting really great things for him in the coming year, and I'm pretty sure he'll have a lot of subscribers by the time as time goes on. Anyways, all right, I'll get into his question. It's basically choose your three greatest movies. And I got three films here, and I set some parameters for myself for this. I decided to go with films that I enjoyed as a child and I still enjoy today. All right, so first up, we have Night of the Living Dead. This is the George Romero version from 1968. Really, really love this film. This was the only film that scared me as a child, so much so that I couldn't finish it. I chose this film because this is one of the few films that, for me, where you can actually see the start of a genre, because pretty much before this movie, the zombie films were voodoo zombie type. They weren't necessarily, they weren't really the Living Dead type, which came much later. Well, with this movie actually, and it spawned a whole genre of TV shows and other movies, that all pretty much follow the same rules set by this movie. That's why I had to go with this, and it's such a great movie too. But the budget was so low, and I really hate the fact that this film ended up being public domain because there's so many copies of this on VHS and video. Um, I still need to get my hands on the Criterion release. I was really simple about that. I should have just went ahead and jumped on it right away. It's a really great release. It's stacked with extras, so I'll be picking that up soon because it's way too expensive to get in Canada. All right, so my first pick is Night of the Living Dead. All right, next up we have Blade Runner. This is Ridley Scott's movies from 1982 with Harrison Ford and Sean Young and Rutger Hauer. I always really loved this movie. Saw this in the theater back in the day. One of the things that bothered me though was this film had a really poor critical reaction when it first came out. All the critics pretty much hated this, and even people that I talked to in the summer of '82 when I was a child, they were like, "Oh man, that movie's horrible," and I'm like, "No, it's not." I'd argue with them and stuff. I was just a kid. What do I know? But as time went on, like in the early '90s, the critical opinion of the movie had changed. It went from being negative to positive. So much so that even at one point, a lot of people were considering this to be the greatest science fiction movie of all time. Although I find now with some of these younger critics that didn't grow up with the film, I see the public opinion or critical opinion with them is kind of going back the other way to this film is overrated or not very good at all, which I hope doesn't really become the case. The pendulum has swung back the other way. But for me, this is one of my favorite movies, and also one of the better movies I ever watched as a kid or even as an adult. So really happy to have this one in my collection. I remember reading back in the day in Video Watchdog that there was actually 12 different versions at that time of this movie. I've only ever seen 4 versions, and I'd love to see, the other 8 versions of this movie. So, okay, let me get on to my next pick. And that's David Lynch's Blue Velvet. Always loved this movie. This is my favorite David Lynch movie. I remember watching this on video back in the day on VHS tape. And I have owned this movie pretty much in every format that I could, from VHS to Blu-ray. This is a very, very strange film, and it's even amazing to me thinking about the time when this movie was made back in the mid-'80s, because they weren't making movies like this, like they weren't really making too many weird films, especially big-budget studio weird movies. This one stars Dennis Hopper, Kyle MacLachlan, and Laura Dern. It's a very, very strange film. It's a crime film, and there's a lot of weirdness in this movie. Like Dean Stockwell has a great cameo in this that's kind of creepy and stuff, where he's singing into the light bulb, and Dennis Hopper is so over the top in this movie. It's just really, really crazy. But always love this movie. I still haven't watched the special features with this, but like the hour of deleted scenes and stuff like that, but I will soon, because I have some time to watch it. So that's pretty much it for my 3 picks. Be sure to subscribe to Eastwood Eastwood4life fan. The link will be in the description box. He has a great channel, and you won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you all later.